going to our second topic about religion and mental health, I did a live. So just to give you a little bit of context, I did a live session yesterday where it related religion, like religion to mental health. And why we did it, it's because I don't know. Can we say like Ramadan? Yeah, we did like a
Yeah,
Ramadan
for
themed
sure.
one. Why we did it is because Indonesians, the majority of Indonesians are Muslim, right? And at this time during COVID-19, they're going through the Ramadan and soon Idul Fitri. They're gonna celebrate it during like quarantine orders and just the general anxiety of having COVID-19 and having to like wash your hands and all these things. Of course, like I don't celebrate Ramadan, but I do fast for Easter. And so I understand how that might be challenging being at home and trying, like especially like us, like you can both see our kitchen right
Well,
behind
thankfully it's
us.
blurred, but yeah,
But it's weird.
thankfully.
But I mean, like, we live in one bedroom apartments, and it's like there's like a kitchen at the back, and it's like it's so much easier. Usually, you would go to school or you would go to uni or something like
Right.
that, right? And so it's like, of course, like this change, and like if you're anxious, like it's harder to concentrate and be mindful about your fasting, right? And so we thought it was, and of course, like I just remember if Christmas was like taken out of the picture and my grandparents don't throw like their usual Christmas party, I won't get presents. Like, I mean, I'm at the age where I'm fine, but I mean, like, as a kid or as a teenager, like, it would be weird, it'd be like, oh, I'm missing out, and so I
Right.
legit, we talked about it and we are like, it'd be great to do a session about it because a lot of people are also already expressing their like anxiousness and frustration at the fact that, it's changed. And another big thing itu gak bisa mudik gitu kan.
Right.
So that's hard. And so we thought it'd be a great idea to do it. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it was like a smart idea to do it? Like after watching the live, like after
Um,
like watching it.
from a ethical standpoint, I think it's appropriate. From a business standpoint, it's views. So, but I think it's fine. It's appropriate. I mean, why not? It's like, yeah, like you said, what? I don't know. I don't know when the last pandemic was in the world, but I don't recall, when the last time the humans had a Ramadan during a pandemic. Maybe during MERS. I don't know when
Maybe.
did MERS take place. But yeah, since the Ramadan period shifts every year anyways because of the lunar calendar thing. So
Yeah.
I think it's
So
based on the moon. It's not lunar calendar. Don't quote me on the
okay.
don't make any draw lines to the Chinese
So
calendar. So yeah.
like, but the second, like a lot of other people who were already aware about mental health, like another common comment I got, like DM I got, was from one of my friends. Like, he goes to school in Australia, but he's like now back in Indonesia for good. But what he mentioned was, why are you relating mental health to religion? It's like, because I guess like I'm actually like, what's it called? A lot of people would be like upset when you talk about your mental health and when somebody would say berdoa aja to like just pray. So I
Yeah.
guess like where he was coming from is like, why are you relating it to religion? I don't know. I'll give this question to you. Like,
I
yeah.
feel like, I don't know. It's like, look, I'm not just disclaimer. I'm not a licensed psychologist, nor do I have a bachelor's or a master's or any of the sort. But I feel like it's I don't know, how do you say it? Mental health, at least the way I grew up with it, right? A lot of the aspects when we grew up, it was, I don't know. I want to say it's like kind of spiritually embedded or the other way around. Like, it's like, I'm pretty sure you can relate, even though, like, for context, I'm Muslim and Jen's Christian, right, Jen?
Christian,
Yeah,
yes.
okay, just yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's like the way it's like, it's like the thing, it's like, oh, if you feel a bit down or whatever, pray to God, you'll find some guidance from that, right? I feel like that's the general gist of it. That's kind of, I would say that's like the blanket statement as to why we relate it. Like, there's definitely, I'm pretty sure there are research papers out there where they talk about how religion can help with mental health treatments and such, but like it's more like you have to recognize that they're two different things. They're not exactly like, mental health is not exactly your spiritual thing, right?
Yeah.
Not 100%. There's an overlap. I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's one
Yeah.
to one. Yeah.
So maybe just to like, no, just a big disclaimer. We're not trying to make like a religion based mental health organization,
Yeah.
but we don't want to limit it to not religion based. Is that like how
Exactly.
to say it? It's just kind of like whether we
Like
like it or
options
not.
for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do like we need to give options. And I think again going back to our target population, it's Indonesians. And
Mm.
um if you kind of take yourself out of that, I don't want to say international bubble, but if like religion is still such a huge part of many Indonesians' lives. Even like even mine, like I still practice my religion, and it's like
Yeah.
you can't. It's not that we're trying to like force religion into the conversation of mental health, but we're trying to make it culturally adjusted in a way to
So this one's so
Indonesians.
actually wait. So this comment is actually more the opposite of what we get. It's actually is like why are you trying to put religion into mental health instead of like religion is a part of mental health, right? Because
Ah,
I think what you
yeah,
usually get.
yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know who that person is, but if they look at stats, literally Indonesia is the world's largest Muslim
yeah,
population on the
yeah.
planet. So there's your answer.
And I guess we're just like you're a bit ignorant if you're kind of ignorant if you don't if you're just trying to like
Mm,
promote, like I don't know, everyone has an opinion, like
mm,
mental health and religion is two separate things and stuff like that. Everyone has an
sure.
opinion. Like I think we did another live with another
Prophet.
psychology
Yeah.
researcher, and he
Yes.
mentioned that what he studies in his religion aligns with everything that he
Yeah.
learns about mental health. So there's
Mm,
like so many different people have so many different perspective, and
yeah.
I think we can't ignore the fact that religion is still a huge part of many Indonesians' lives, whether
Yeah.
we like it or not.
And I feel like I don't know. For our cases, like we get a lot of DMs, and we've talked to people with bipolar and things like that that get the exact same thing. It's like they go to somewhere and then they get the classic just pray more.
Yeah, and
And
it's not like we're saying, here's the
yeah.
thing. I feel like this is like a bigger discussion for a later podcast, but
Mhm.
like we're not telling people to just pray their mental health away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
but we're trying to like show people that you don't have to choose between your religion
Mm,
and your mental health.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's the aim of why we're including religion to like not our mental health vision and the entire organization, but just like a chunk of it, like hit about it.
Yeah, like I feel like in theory, sure, they're like very separate, but like like theory is not practical, and
Yeah.
in the practical sense, is like it's going to overlap. And then you're talking about Indonesia
Yeah.
here, it's 100% gonna overlap, so
Yeah.
can't ignore that.
And again, it's kind of like we're not forcing people to just pray, or we're not forcing people to like turn to their religion for mental health
Mm,
help. It's really like we're just trying to provide information and education that would be relatable to them and would be useful for them and their mental health. And
yeah,
if it's
options. Yeah,
yeah, and if
options.
it's like through religion and in a religious context, then I don't
Mm,
see the harm in it. I feel like we should be brave to do that in a way, because
yeah,
if you want to create change, you have to kind of understand your population and stuff.
I thought you were gonna drop the Elon Musk tweet, but yeah, and
What was the Elon Musk tweet?
the something you can't change the world in
Okay,
48
no,
hours.
that's for a later. That's for a later
Yeah,
date. Like we're talking
controversial
about just
statement, but yeah,
we're just talking about like I wouldn't say judgmental, but
yeah.
just comments or just like people's opinions. And again, we're not like offended or we're like we just want to discuss it, because I know it's like in a lot of people's minds about
Mm,
like, why are you putting religion into the discussion of mental health? Isn't that what you're supposed to avoid? I feel like you
mm,
shouldn't, again, it's like you shouldn't be afraid. You should like try to like
yeah.
incorporate it, especially if like in Indonesia, like let's not.
I don't know, if anything, I think it's tone deaf to ignore religion. If
Yeah,
you
I
ever
feel
see that,
like it's
I think that's even
yeah, I
worse.
feel like,
So,
I
yeah.
mean, if your mental health organization or if you don't believe in any specific religion, again, it's your choice and
Yeah.
it's up to you. But we're just trying to give options,
Mhm.
so I just don't
Yeah.
see how that's
Mhm.
harmful. And
For sure.
I guess like if we're like I think during the session, I tried my best to kind of direct the conversation to give helpful tips that are actually that people can use regardless of what religion. But yeah, like of course there, like if you relate it to religion, of course there would be some topics or some things that they would relate to, like reflect and remember God and stuff like that. But I mean, you know, if that's not for you, if that's not your cup of tea, we do have a more neutral approach to like
If
helping your mental
anything,
health.
most of our stuff is like neutral.
Yeah, in
approach,
fact, we
right?
just did religion
Scientific,
once.
yeah.
Like we haven't actually dived
Yeah.
into it at all. So
Religion
it's
is something that we want to get into, right? Like put more resources into, but we just haven't.
yeah,
right?
but we just haven't had the chance. But yeah.